Got my heels on, but my Jimmy's with me. Got my heels on, but my Jimmy's with me.
I'm going to say this, Mommy. Toni and Tamar get late, and then they leave early, and it turns into the same situation where we have to fill in the gap.
Well, that's what Iyanla said.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
She said that at the table.
And we said that to her downstairs.
I'm just sorry she was disrespected like that.
She was a little frustrated with Toni showing up late and Tamar showing up late. But I never thought Iyanla wasn't feeling it and she walk off. It could have been handled better.
We have to start being honest with each other, whether it hurts or not, and taking ownership of the things that we've done, period.
But you can't talk about the problems when they're not here. I mean, we're talking about ourselves.
Right, and we have to take ownership of what we've allowed to occur. We've accepted the behavior that everyone else's business was more important than ours.
Iyanla is very opinionated. I don't want her to tiptoe, but her being very opinionated can trigger personalities to explode. That's the part I'm concerned with. And that's why I'm wondering if Tamar is going to be here.
Where'd I do that at? Everybody feel like me and my sisters are supposed to get along all the time, 24/7. Like, I just think we should probably get an award for trying to go to counseling and getting it together, because most families don't go to counseling as a family. They just make up and keep it moving.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Toni Braxton. I said good morning.
How you feeling?
Tamar, did you really have to choose that outfit for the day? What are you battling, girl? What are you doing in that army fatigue outfit? What are you doing?
Joey, put your eyelashes on. This one off. They just need to be reapplied. Let me just put some eyeliner on just to make. Okay. I can do it in 2 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, look at me. It's too long. I'm sorry, they're real bad. They were not real bad. Yeah, it don't look right. That's what I'm supposed to do. They was hanging off.
Good morning, family of the Braxton. Good morning.
They came on.
Happen. Well, we're not going to do that. So we're going to start with the elder.
Okay, I don't really know what happened.
Have you asked?
I heard it was the production. I heard it was everyone wasn't here. Several answers.
What did you learn?
I didn't think it was a lesson to learn. I just learned, I guess maybe it keeps repeating itself, so it's insanity at this point. Doing the same thing, expecting a different result, and it keeps repeating itself.
Okay, so here's what I recall about yesterday. We had an agreement that we would be here at 11 o'clock.
But
And then you got the call sheet that said what time?
1:30.
And were you here?
I got here 1:45.
Okay, so the answer is no. You weren't here at 1:30.
No, I was not here.
Okay, so broken agreement. That's how you contributed.
You're right.
Broken agreement.
Yes. I have to commit to being on time. She disciplined me for that. She's right. But she didn't beat my behind swiftly. She did a little pat on the head with it. So I appreciate her for doing it.
Miss Tamar.
What I saw was a lot of hypocritical situations. The first day that we all sat here, you and my mother went on about her staying in the process, no matter what. And here is the leader who left first.
No, hold
Yes.
on.
You asked me
Once
what I
a-
saw.
Let me just make a distinction for you. Here's a distinction. Once an agreement is violated and a commitment is broken, all bets are off.
I felt disrespected and singled out because you didn't take the time to get to know me. You have a behavior problem. Your behavior is deterring away from what your point is. Well, that's a little disrespectful and unfair because I've never gotten a chance to speak my piece.
So you felt disrespected and that I didn't
Singled
get it.
out.
Singled out.
Yes.
And that I didn't take the time to get to know you.
No.
Okay. And how did you contribute?
I contributed by keeping my commitment, although my business wasn't handled.
What commitment did you keep?
To be here.
At what time?
to be here, period.
No, that's not the commitment.
Yeah,
The commitment, what time was on your call sheet?
1:30.
And what time did you arrive?
I have absolutely no idea.
How you doing?
Good.
Chef Joe.
Yes.
How are you?
Good,
to see you.
Were you here at 1:30?
Absolutely not.
So you broke a commitment, violated an agreement, and broke a commitment. That was your contribution.
I didn't violate an agreement.
Yeah, you did.
I'm sorry, violate an agreement, not my commitment.
Yeah, you did. Once you violated the agreement, Miss Tamar, the commitment was broken.
Okay. I mean, I know what it's like to get frustrated and want to leave. I know what that feels like. So when she left, I got it. Sometimes you need a breather. She came back with an agenda. I'm gonna be cool right now, but you don't get a second chance to do that to me. Because I ain't deserve it. I did nothing to that lady.
You give yourself an excuse. It's the degree to which your life will not work. I don't accept excuses. We're talking grown people. Bigfoot women, as my grandmother would say. Foot wasn't the word she used, but I'm not gonna say what she said, okay? And one of the reasons that you have breakdowns between you in this process is because there's been no consequence. There's no consequence. So what I hope I demonstrated to you yesterday was how to stand in what you value even when people don't agree with you, which is exactly what you did. Now here's the distinction. When you didn't go with the group in the walkout, you didn't communicate.
Actually, I did. The last
Excuse
conversation
me, we are
had,
not going to do that,
The
Ms.
last
Tamar.
conversation we had, I told them, no. Point blank
But wait
period,
a
and
minute.
everybody gasped.
See this right here? Now this is
No,
disrespectful.
because she continued to disrespect me,
okay.
and I'm tired of it.
Okay,
You're
so
going to
what's the
respect
boundary?
me.
What's the
My
boundary?
boundaries is,
Okay, let's
don't
create-
come for me.
Okay, wait a minute. Take a
Oh, no,
breath.
I am taking a breath.
No.
But you're not
Hold
going
on.
to do that.
Hold on.
I refuse
But what
to
you're
have
doing
it.
right now is disrespectful. Let me give you another possibility.
Okay.
Tamar, please forgive me for making you think you have a right to speak to me in that manner. I want to let you know that as of today, I'm revoking that privilege. You will not speak to me like that. How about that? Create the boundary. Can you hear me? You haven't created boundaries, and you violate each other's boundaries consistently, and then there's no consequence.
When I try to set boundaries, it's being torn down. So I'm pretty kind of numb to what my sisters had said to me and done.
Can I ask you something, Miss Evelyn? Do you know what her pain is? Because the only reason a person would behave in this manner,
We're not gonna throw this behavior word around
consistently.
again. We're not gonna do that. She does not have a behavior problem, and that's not fair.
first of all, your finger in my face is not gonna work for me.
But the
And
name
I'm not
calling is
speaking-
not gonna work for me.
I haven't called you a name.
said behavior
That's what
problem.
I did not say behavior problem. Here's what I said.
Behavior. What does that mean?
You are disruptive. You are abusive, Tamar.
Really?
You are violent, Tamar. No one can say
And you're just
anything.
condescending and hypocritical. That is wrong.
Nobody-
You cannot just throw out names like that.
I'm real clear about what
And
I'm
very
experiencing.
clear about my experience
And-
as well.
Okay, but I have a right to my
And
experience.
I have a right to detest your experience.
Experience is my
because you haven't had a
experience.
conversation with me. All you do is talk over people. So how you want to tell me how I'm talking over people and you talking over me?
But y'all have
You do the
allowed
same
this to
thing.
go
This,
on.
watch it.
You have allowed this
Watching this lawyer
behavior
this,
in your
because what
environment.
you're not going to do is throw
You
these
have
names
allowed
around.
this behavior in your environment,
Behavior.
so now it's
That's not-
accommodated, it's
Okay.
been tolerated, so anything that challenges it becomes the problem. This is abusive. I don't understand that.
Iyanla, this is the problem that has been progressive throughout all of our relationship, is that Tamar is allowed to voice however she feel. If the other sister said something that was out the way, they got chastised for it.
Punished?
Yes.
Or disciplined? Okay.
Yes, but not Tamar.
Why not Tamar?
Because of my passive actions.
Or is it because you felt guilty because you weren't there? You were there, but not there. You withdrew.
Yes.
And is it possible that that's what her hurt is?
Tamar, I'm asking you, is that the reason why you feel the way you do now?
You was not physically present at all. You left at 6 o'clock in the morning, came home at 12 a.m.
Every day? I'm asking, that every day? That was every
Majority
day?
of my childhood.
Wow.
And where were they?
They were gone. They were out of the house.
Did they leave you? You ended up in the house alone. Now, have you ever considered or acknowledged the impact that all of y'all left her?
I'm 2.5 years older than Tamar. The age disparity is not so vast.
Right.
You left her.
No, Miss Iyanla, I
left her.
don't receive or accept that.
Well,
and
listen,
I'm gonna tell you why.
but her experience is what I'm talking about. Have you ever considered that? That make you look wrong.
No.
Did you?
No.
Did you? Did you? Okay. Y'all are all so enmeshed, and then all of a sudden, you got married, you had a baby, you went to school, whatever. Everybody's gone. Not making you wrong. Experience. Make sense?
Makes sense.
She didn't feel seen or heard because everybody left. Because the only reason a person would fight so much to be seen is if they weren't seen.
Girl.
The reason they would fight so much to be heard is if they don't felt they were heard. What do you want to say about that, Tamar?
You really gonna quit with this name calling? I'm not here for that.
Which name calling are you hearing?
I now want to be seen. You really gotta watch your mouth. Like, what do you talk? Who talks to me like that? Who talks to anybody like that? I ain't talking to you like that. You want to be seen, but you. Well, now you're being abusive because you're cutting me off.
I love
now
you.
Your attitude is
You
abusive.
have cut
You're
people
abusive,
off
sis.
all day. You know what? I'm sharing my experience,
Stay out of my
Tamar.
comments, sis.
I'm not your sister. I am 2 years younger than your mother. I got underwear older than you.
I hope you ain't got them, because that's nasty.
I do have them. And they're clean.
I can't take this. How you gonna tell me how to act if you're acting the exact same way?
No, I'm not,
You're
Tamar.
being abusive, you're cutting me off.
So you know what? Let me ask you a question. Do you want to do this?
Do you? Because I don't appreciate you keep throwing out these names. What about my disrespect? All I have been is respectful.
Tamar. This is
I've been called.
So who gets to correct her?
Wait a minute.
Calm down. Whether you agree with Iyanla or not, you cannot disrespect her. Because none of you were raised that way. Tell her what you feel, but it's a way to do it, baby.
So I'm not due respect.
No, respect your elders. Let's go with what the word. You want to go with the word? I got this, Trina.
I didn't say anything, Mommy. I'm sorry.
We will. I'm telling you right darn now. You say one more word, and I got you. We will respect her. Do I make myself clear? I see the hurt. I know you're hurt.
I'm not hurt. I'm just respected.
You're going to calm down. She's frustrated for a lot of things. There's a lot that's going on with Tamar. And that's why we're here. Give yourself a chance.
Tamar is getting really, really upset. And she got up and left.
So why don't we take a break?
Baby, you have the right to excuse yourself from the nonsense. I had to go in the car, turn the air all the way up, and just focus and take a minute and take a beat, because I felt myself going off, and I didn't want that.
Where is Tamar? Where is she? I went out to the car. What I wanted to find out from Tamar is, where are we with our agreement? Okay, so what does that mean, you need a minute? You're just on break. Okay, I didn't know, Miss Tamar. Now that I know, I shall go away. Okay, she's on break. To speak with her one-on-one. What's going on?
The sisters think I'm a traitor.
Why?
Because I decide to continue taping and filming while the rest walked away in protest.
Okay, walked off of production of the Braxton Family Value.
Yeah.
Why didn't you walk off?
If you don't tape, you don't get paid. So how you supposed to live?
The agreement was that we were not going to go to work that day.
Who agreed to that?
We all agreed. And we said, guys, we need to take a stand. We don't agree with X, Y, and Z when it comes to production, as well as the network.
Who said that?
Tamar said it first.
I made a commitment when I signed on that dotted line. That's a commitment. That's your job. You can't go in the middle of production and say, okay, give me more money.
And so that's why you're considered a traitor?
Yes.
So did you do it together?
We did not.
Why?
When it came
another broken agreement.
Another broken agreement. When it came time for it, Tracy showed up and we didn't.
She feels disrespected, minimized, that if she's not acquiescing, aligning with what the group mentality is, then her voice doesn't matter.
Each and every one of us said yes. But when I tell Tracy, you know what, Tracy? I understand what you did. I'm not mad at you. I wish you'd have told me you were going to work.
You say, I'm not mad at you. I just wish you had told me. Right there, you made a wrong. If Tamar can go off and do a show with Vincent, yeah? If Toni can go on tour and go do a movie, why couldn't Tracy keep doing Braxton Family Values? Why is the standard different for her than it is for everybody else?
Touche.
I'm just gonna lay it out. Their breakdown has so much to do with your breakdown.
I think the anger that the girls feel, my feelings, is towards us, and they don't know how to say it. And so the least little thing that each of them do to each other, they go after it because they probably feel they are not allowed to go after us.
That's right. Point on. If I could get two things to happen in this process for me, it would have been Miss E and Mr. Michael to take hands and look at their children and say, we messed you up. I wanted to use another word, but I won't do it. They're not ready yet to acknowledge that everything they see in their children is who they are.
I realized with my daughters that I put them in the middle of my divorce. I didn't realize I was doing that, okay? And when you're going through pain and disillusion and all the above, you don't see that.
Miss Toni, Miss Toni, Miss Toni. Incredible woman.
In the beginning, when the career thing happened for me, it was a bad thing. That Ellie and Babyface only wanted to sign me, it was a bad thing. Because I remember when I told my sisters, they were crying. It was a family meeting, and my mom and dad weren't really speaking to me. They were upset with me. I was told the devil was breaking up our family, the devil was raging. So it was a bad thing. My sister Tracy is the one who said to me, Toni, you know, when you make it, you can help us come on. So I always try to abide that. But the responsibility of it is so heavy for me. I feel I can never live my life, and I never used to say it. I never used to say anything to anybody, but since we've been doing this show, I've been saying it.
Toni needs to ask for what she wants and give herself permission to have it. Did you have to parent them?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
When I was about 13 or 14, my mom, she had a really bad accident. She fell. And her back was really messed up, so she was in hospital a long time. And so I was a surrogate parent for a moment.
Where was Dad?
Working, had to make a living, had 6 kids.
So what would it look like for you if it were different? If you didn't have that responsibility and if they weren't leaning on you, what would your life look like? What would you be doing?
Well, I would have soared higher.
You think so?
Absolutely. I'm very clear. I want to do different type of music. I want to do Carnegie Hall stuff, orchestra stuff.
And why can't you do it now?
I'm an old bitch now. No disrespect, I'm just
Don't
saying.
say that to Nancy Wilson. Whether or not her family supports her, she's gonna be okay. And I'm not sure she knows that. I know the burden on you is the one that made it out, but you gotta be willing to let them fly.
I feel like I do. I feel like they don't let me fly. I don't.
I heard you say
I don't give
that.
myself permission to fly because
There you go. We have yet to identify the problem. I understand there were some upsets in terms of your agreements or contracts or whatever it was related to the show. But that's not what caused the breakdown between y'all. We haven't even had that conversation yet. But we can't get to that conversation because there's so much other stuff going on. Yeah? So we'll get back, I promise you. You plant a seed, you don't get a plant today. You plant the seed. We're planting seeds. Then we're gonna till the soil, see what grows.
We all don't tell each other the truth because we don't want to hurt each other's feelings. And that's a disservice that we're doing to each other by not being honest about stuff. Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? I mean, the worst is happening now.
I brought you to what is called a white table. And the white table is where you lay all your stuff on the table. And this table is fashioned after the scripture, James 5:16. And I want to read it to you. Therefore, confess your sins to each other and pray for each other so that you may be healed. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start confessing. We're going to start with you, Mr. Michael. And you begin your statement with, I want to confess.
I'm confessing that I didn't give emotional support to my daughters.
Tell them.
I would like to confess that I abandoned them totally.
Would you be open to confessing that the breakdown of your relationship with Miss Evelyn had an impact on your relationship with your daughters? Can you confess that?
I confess that my breakdown between your mother and I has caused emotional unbalance in the family.
Tawanda.
I confess that I have not shared my true feelings out of fear for hurting my sister's feelings.
And what would happen if their feelings got hurt?
It would make me sad.
Something else is bubbling in there?
I confess that I feel judged by my family when I make decisions that they don't agree with.
Okay. Miss Trina.
I am confessing that I deliberately removed myself from the family because I always felt judged. But the reality is that I really judged all of you.
Violation. Get your hands off
You can't touch it. I confess.
I am confessing.
I am confessing that I still sometimes feel like I'm 12 years old because I feel like Mom and Daddy still put us in the middle of their divorce.
Breathe.
It felt amazing to feel free enough to say what I was feeling.
Miss E, I am confessing.
I am confessing that I was wrong to put you guys in the middle of my divorce. I am confessing that I am too involved in your life. Forgive me.
Miss Toni?
I am confessing that although I love my family, most of the time I don't like my family. Everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, it wouldn't be my friends.
Tracy?
I confess that I feel pain and hurt when I'm with my family at times.
Okay, take a breath. Is there more?
I'm confessing that I can be selfish and not attend to my siblings' needs of their feelings.
Good. Miss Tamar?
Today outside, I thought about everything. I am confessing that I have been spoiled, obnoxious, emotional, unkind, unfair, disrespectful.
This is the first time that I have heard Tamar give a confession like this in front of the entire family.
I have to be honest with everybody at this table. I came into this situation to basically exonerate myself and be right. That's not my goal anymore. My goal now is to choose to be a better person, a better daughter, a better sister, a better friend. Dad, I'm so sorry. Will you forgive me?
Tamar, I forgive you.
Mama.
I forgive you, baby.
Please forgive me.
I do.
Toni, I'm really sorry.
I'm sorry too, Tim. If I've done anything, I'm sure I've done things. Sometimes you forget people, you remember people hurt you, but you forget you hurt them too. And I'm sorry.
Forgive me for blaming you for how everybody else treats me. I did that. That was not you. Those were my own actions. And the things that I've said and the things that I've done. So don't allow me to ever do that ever again.
Okay.
Please forgive me.
Absolutely.
Tracy.
Breathe, Miss Tamar. You're not breathing. Remember your breath? You gotta breathe. Because I want you to be able to do this and take care of yourself.
Forgive me for not showing you compassion and sympathy when you really needed it. And for real being the shoulder for you to cry on, and the person for you to lean on, not half-assed, but wholeheartedly. I'm so sorry because I know that you needed it. Forgive me for not being there for you. Not knowing you was hurting like this. Forgive me. I forgive you. And I love you so much. And I'm proud of you. For you, please forgive me. I forgive you. I forgive you. All slate is clean with me, with you. don't know I can handle this kind of stuff.
Hey, here you go. I confess. I confess.
I confess that I can't handle this kind of stuff.
Well, you're gonna do a new thing today. Face your sister.
Please forgive me for not supporting you and not sticking by your dreams and aspirations. You've helped me with everything. And I forgive you for messing up my eyelashes today. That's backwards. That wasn't perfect. Tamar is pouring her heart out. And during this time, I believe her.
I feel that it was a heartfelt apology. Tamar has apologized and done that to me, you know, said things like that to me before, but it wasn't this heartfelt. It wasn't this specific. It was more, I'm sorry, Wanda.
Listen, y'all, I've been awful.
Yes, we're aware of that. Well, I'd salute the entire family for allowing themselves to be vulnerable, to even open their mouth to confess anything. The confession and clearing that energy opened a space for them to plant seeds. And some ground is more fertile than others.
So, y'all, I was blaming everybody but myself. And I was trying to figure out why. I was so combative with everybody. And I've been combative with everybody because I've been in battle with myself. I just didn't want to be a selfish little girl anymore. I wanted to be, you know, a woman and grown up, and I wanted respect, so I had to give respect. Oh my God. I confess that is my intention, to be a better person. I didn't know that I was going to let my heart cry.
Good for you, Miss Tamar. Good for you. It's a lot to carry.
And I need help.
Good for you, Miss Tamar. Yeah, you do. And it's so here for you. Good for you. Miss Tamar, please take that eyelash off.
Please.
Good for you, Miss Tamar.
With this experience, I realized we're not kids anymore. We have to grow up, start communicating again. It will take some time, but hopefully that will help us move forward, you know?
Love always protects, and love always serves, and y'all have so much love, and that's your power.
I feel like the entire weekend with Iyanla was great. She has helped given us some of the skills we need to communicate. She's addressed some of the issues that we have, and now we can work on making it better. It's a process. It's gonna take time. But I am hopeful that in time, we can go back to how we used to be. Forget how we used to be. We can have something even better.
This is just the start. Have mercy, Lord.
Have mercy, Lord.
Forgive us, Lord.
Forgive us, Lord.
Restore us, Lord.
Restore us, Lord.
Your grace,
Your grace
is our sufficiency.
is our sufficiency.